What's up, everybody? Welcome to day 1, officially, of our Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. First of all, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got Austin, Sean, Greg, F. Smittick, Voltaire, KJ, of course. Very cool to see you all. If you are just joining us, this is day 1, so not too late, still have time to register. I'm Kathleen, I'm going to be your host, and I'm going to be walking you through a different challenge every day. So basically, these daily creative challenges are an awesome way to build your Photoshop skills, whether you're a beginner or a pro or somewhere in the middle. All of these challenges can be kind of changed and tweaked to meet your skill level. But I'm going to be taking things from a pretty beginner-friendly level, so feel free to follow along, ask questions. These live streams are about 25 minutes, so it's going to be pretty quick. And then after me, we're going to have a full day of Adobe Live, so it's very cool. What's up, Ishmael? Good to see ya. In the chat, let me know if this is your first time watching, if you've watched Adobe Live before, how you found out about these daily creative challenges, what you're drinking. I got a latte as usual. Little sippy. I was telling KJ I was going to tell her the story of why I'm wearing this nightgown looking thing. It's because I put on a green shirt this morning. I think you might actually be able to see. Yep, put on a green shirt, so I was see-through until I buttoned up all of these Victorian buttons. Good story. Okay, so here is the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge landing page, and this is how you're going to register for the challenge. So it's just behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. Ignore my Homestuck article up here at the top. Okay, so if you come to this link and you want to participate, you're just going to click this big button. It'll say your name, say hi, Tanya, join the challenge. When you click it, it'll register you. It's that easy. And then it's also going to encourage you to join community chat, which we'll talk about in a minute. So, I know I have no torso. I feel like Anya Auntie. She has that awesome picture of herself like ripping her skin off and there's butterflies coming out, but for me it's just the Adobe Live planets. Oh, I guess the background of the website, I know. So each day you're gonna receive a challenge. You can receive that challenge a couple different ways. You can come to this site every day. One will be unlocked, so check that out. Blur a background. Woo. That's what we're gonna be working on today. Or you can go to the Discord, which I will talk about next. So Discord is our community chat. It's a good way to stay informed and connect with others. It's open 24 hours a day. People are always on there. So this is Discord. And when you open it up, you'll see on the left, there's all these awesome channels. Right now we're on the Daily Challenge channel. That's a mouthful. And today, Gus, thank you Gus for posting this, posted the challenge. So like I said, you could come here, you can go to the website to get the challenge, or you can just come to the live stream and get the challenge from the info tab. Isabel says it's the first time watching and was just exploring Creative Cloud for school. This looks really cool. Isabel, good to have you. What are you studying for school? I'm excited to hear. I'm a live artwork, I know, with my see-through cool green screen shirt. Okay, so back to Discord. Over here on the left, you can check out the welcome tab or channel. That's gonna give you basically an overview of the channel like I'm doing now, an overview of the challenge, how to navigate, all that good stuff. The design feedback channel, which is popping off as usual. This is where you can post your work from the challenge to get feedback from the community and from the mentors. You can see over here, we've got Sam Peterson, Tim Mobest is also a mentor. We've got some Adobe folks hanging out. So you know there's always people here to take care of you. And so after the blur of background challenge, I'm expecting a lot of blurred background images to be uploaded here and to get some feedback. And then after you get your feedback here and you make your fixes, we're going to be uploading our pieces onto Behance. So this is my Behance portfolio. Wow, this is our 6th DCC together. Amazing. So this is the one that we're going to be working on, a poster a day. So by the end of this challenge, you're going to have 9 posters. We're going to be editing this. Obviously, it has no artwork in it right now, so we will add our poster from today at the end of the stream. Michelle's first time here, suffering artist block, and Adobe push notified me about these. Oh, very cool. Good job, Adobe, notifying the people. That's great. Emma says, my brother-in-law recommended the challenges over IHOP. He actually does this for a living. I'm just starting out. Emma, so cool. I wonder how your brother-in-law found out about the challenges. I can't wait to see what you make. That's awesome. Jeffrey, first time watching, prompted while trying to migrate my apps onto a new laptop. Very cool. Hopefully this is killing some time while moving things over and downloading. Oh, Isabel, you're still at GCSE level, so sort of everything. Great, good place to start. Okay, so let's actually jump into Photoshop. That's where we're supposed to live for this challenge, right? So in Photoshop, I have my project open already. This is what we're gonna learn how to do today. We're gonna go from this, which is already a cool image. We are going to blur the background, bring our figure back in, and then add these awesome bokeh lights. And this is kind of that effect of when, you can do this in camera or you can do it digitally, obviously, of when you have a really short depth of field and you have your camera on some lights and you put it out of focus. It's this nice way that a camera will render little points of light. So it's super beautiful. Good way to add some ambiance to an image, add a little bit of levity and some magic to it. Kay Richard says, posters, my creative enemy. Well, don't let it be your enemy too much because we do have a poster template for you, so that should help you out. There's a digital version and there's a print version. I'm going to be using the digital ones because I'm not planning on printing these out. The print ones are literally huge, and if you were to print them out, they would print out at actual poster size, and the digital ones are a little bit smaller. Oh, Govar, cool. Yes, there is the Discord link. Please join us over there. So first of all, I'm just going to open an image in Photoshop. I'm just going to go up to File, Open, have all of these awesome Adobe stock images to choose from. Let's pick our image just by clicking Open. And there we go. We are ready to start. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer. You can either grab it and drag it down to the new layer icon, or I believe you can hit Command J. But we will just drag it down to the new layer icon, make a copy, just so we can work non-destructively. And one thing we are going to do first is we're going to blur this background. Now, if I were to just blur it with her in it, her hair would blur out, her jacket would blur out, so then it would have this kind of strange airbrushed effect. So we need to actually delete her and then blur the background. We're going to use something called content aware fill to do that. So I'm going to come over here to the left and choose a selection tool. So that could either be the lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, magnetic lasso tool, magic wand tool. And when I do that, we're going to click select subject up here at the top, see what happens, and you'll see these beautiful little marching ants appear around her. Now we need to add a little bit of her hair in here, so let's go up to select and mask and make a little bit of a finer adjustment. I have the refine edge brush tool selected. I use this workflow all the time. It should be pretty familiar to you by now if you've ever done a DCC with me. I'm just going to paint over the edges of her hair, and it's going to delete the lights in the background and just leave this really kind of refined selection. Okay. So that's great. If I were to mask her out right now, she would disappear. Or she would appear and the background would disappear. So now we have two layers. We have her on one and her with the background on one. So let's turn off this top layer. I'm doing that by just clicking this eyeball, turning it off. So now we just have the background layer on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my lasso tool, and I'm just going to do a really rough outline of her. This does not have to be good. We're trying to get pixels outside of her too, so this is almost like a die cut sticker with a little bit of an edge. A sticker with an edge. Okay, and now we're going to make her disappear. So we're going to go up to edit. Come down here, content aware fill. It's going to think a little bit, do some magic, and she disappears using some artificial intelligence goodness. All right, let's go up to select, deselect. So now we have her on top of a background without her. Great. So all of this work just to, let's make sure this is unlocked, just to blur it. So we're going to combine these two layers, right click, merge. We're going to go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And this is where we're just going to add that nice creamy blur. You'll notice that the lines in the background that the content aware fill created will kind of get blurred out a little bit, but they don't really matter because we're going to end up putting her back on top. You don't want to blur it too much, but definitely more than it was. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now when we bring her back in, she has a nice blurred background and she's nice and crisp. You need the Discord app version Photoshop link to join the server. If you take the desktop app, it should just launch, or if you take the web app, it should just launch the desktop app when you click it. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have learned how to blur a background. We've deselected and separated our figure from the background. We have content aware filled, and we have gone up to filter, Gaussian blur, add a little bit of depth. Cool, so now let's add those actual cool little magical lights. I'm gonna go up to File, Place Embedded, and I already have this image of these cool bokehified lights. I'm just gonna place it, so it's gonna place it in my document. Grab a corner, increase the size. I know this is placed incorrectly in the layer stack, but we'll fix that in a moment. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna hit Enter. And now over here in my layers, you'll notice that the light layer is in between these two. So all we need to do is grab it and drag it on top. So now it is on top and it's the only thing that we can see. So it's the only thing we can see, and that's an issue. Let's play with our blend modes very quickly. You'll notice as I kind of scrub through these, it gives you a live preview of all the different blend modes. This is a great way to learn how they all work. So some of them take away the dark pixels, some of them take away the light pixels, some of them reverse the color, some of them take the color away. So this is fun to kind of play with. I'm usually using a screen with this workflow. And now if I go back to my move tool, which is over here at the top, you can tap V, that's the hotkey as well. I can move this around and kind of place these lights as I wish. I'm just doing Command minus to zoom out. I'm gonna grab this, I'm holding Option to make it scale from the center. That looks pretty good. Hitting return to commit the changes. Yeah, a lot of people use Adobe Stock with the watermark, and that's fine. That's really great for practice purposes, and then if you really like it, you can license it right from the app, or you can use your own photography. These are licensed stock images. Okay, this looks good. Now we could also duplicate this layer. Remember at the beginning we duplicated by doing Command J or dragging down to the new layer icon, and now we have two of these bokehified lights. And I'm just gonna make some smaller points of light that will kind of float around her face. Maybe rotate this a bit. And this is fun, you kind of just get to play around and decide where you want to put things. Cool, so that feels a little bit heavy right on her face. We're just going to use a quick little layer mask to erase some of these lights. So I have my layer selected. Gonna come down here to add layer mask. Click that, you'll notice a layer mask appears, and over here my colors turned to black and white. When I use black with the brush tool, so I'm selecting the brush tool with black selected, this will erase. And if I were to switch my colors, it would bring it back. Simple way how a layer mask works. So I'm just gonna erase a couple of these little points of light out so they're not so distracting. Okay, that looks good. We could also toggle with the opacity. Bring it up, bring it down. Oh, I like that. A little more muted. Maybe even size these up even more. Give some more depth to the image. Perfect. Love it. You love Unsplash, but I was hoping to use the same photos. Emma, if you take a screenshot or some sort of screen grab of this, you can actually drag it into the Adobe stock search bar, and it should kind of image search for it. I don't have the link for it, unfortunately. Actually, I might have the code. So I'll post this in chat. If you search this string of numbers on Adobe Stock, whoa, Inception. I just posted that in chat. That image should pop up. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so we have our image. I didn't do any color grading because this image is already obviously edited and it looks good color-wise. So let's bump this into our poster templates. Now I'm going to open the poster. I'm going to be using the digital one. This should be available to you in the starter file for today. And it's super simple. It has the numerical value at the bottom. So this is day 1. Day 1 for today. This will change every day. This is set up in a way that you can change the body color by, if I select change body color layer, click this in the properties. I can just simply click, change my colors, go back to white. Change the frame color, same thing. Today we're actually going to be using a gradient frame. So I have this cool kind of pink and yellow version, but instead of pink, I'm going to double click this color stop, bring it down to maybe like an orange. It's pretty cool. Maybe make it a little more orange. Nice. And then let's change the color of this text as well. Cool. Looks good. Now I can go back to our image. I'm just going to flatten this. Doop, doop, doop. And the way that you can bring it over into a new document is just by going to the Move tool, grabbing it, and dragging it over. I'm going to do Command T to resize. And this can be a really simple poster. It does not have to be anything too wild. This is going to be pretty just simple and graphic, photographic poster. That was a tongue twister. These are really inspired by, like I said yesterday, Tammy Coker's work. So I actually have his work pulled up. He did a poster a day with these awesome photo manipulations, but he has some really simple stuff, like over here, just a cutout silhouette with another version of it in a different color. Some awesome photo manipulations, like I said. Very cool. Oh, I like this one behind my head. Very nice. So I'm going for something kind of similar. Simple, photographic. Something you might find like in a zine. And then the last thing I'm going to do is come over here to my line tool. And I'm just going to add a line through here. Just a little graphic element, kind of going off my cuff right now. Over here in fill, set it to nothing, stroke, set it to that orange, increase the stroke a bit, maybe increase it even more. Yes, much more, please. And maybe even lighten that color. It's kind of cool. I also have a different version where I played with this kind of film outline, added a gradient to it, added some texture, made the image black and white. Here's just the black and white version. So there's a lot of playtime here, a lot of ways that you can just play with it. I integrated the lights, the bokeh lights in the frame, so you can actually see them kind of peeking in the frame out here. So it kind of brings things together. What do y'all think? Do you like the black and white one, the film one, this really simple one? I kind of like the simple one. It's all very fun, but also very difficult to choose. I think I'm gonna go with the simple one for now until you tell me something different. Okay, so let's get this exported and uploaded onto Behance for our day one. So exciting. I'm just gonna go to File. Oh, Donna likes the black and white. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go to Export, Export As. And this is where we can change our sizes if we need to. So the format, let's change this to JPEG just because I prefer it. You like the black and white and the film one. Okay. Okay, people like the film one. Let's go back to it. File, Export, Export As. I can't choose. Same. And then I'm gonna just decrease the size a little bit because I know Behance likes, well, I like to see smaller images on Behance. Let's go with 800. See how that does. This is a nice place where you can even decrease the quality if you don't want to upload something high res to your website to kind of fight someone stealing your work. You can export different scales of your image. This is fine for now though. Day one, bokeh poster.jpg. Save it. I'm really excited to see, don't go against the crowd, I know. I'm excited to see what you all make. So please post them in design feedback. All right, so we are back on my portfolio. We are going to get this uploaded. So we already have our project made, that was yesterday. I'm just gonna go up here, click edit. And in day one, I'm just going to edit this text really quick. Blurred background. Let's insert our media. Day one bokeh poster. Boom. There it is. And we're actually going to be utilizing the photo grid feature for this project as well. So I'll show you that once we get a couple projects done. But cool, we have our work in my settings. I'm going to make sure that I have PS Daily Challenge typed in here. That's our keyword. That's the way that we're going to find each other's work. Save it. Now if I go back to my profile, click on the project, there it is. So we have day one. Yay! I'm excited to see all 9 days together, but one day at a time for sure. Yes, Sam, thank you. Do not forget to register for the challenge if you want to participate and get notifications. Like I said, you can do that here at behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. Join us in community chat. I've already seen people messaging me and posting things, so it's very cool. Can't wait to see what you make. I'll be hanging around in Discord all day. And I'm going to be back tomorrow with another challenge. We have more Adobe Live coming up, so we have more photo manipulation, I believe. And then Howard's going to be on at 11:30, I think, for his XD Daily Creative Challenge. So that's going to be awesome. It's day one of that, so if you are interested in screen design and user experience design, all that good stuff, that's a good place to go, 11:30. Come back for that. And then finishing off the day with a cool case study with design systems with Chris Thomas. So very cool. We got photo manipulation. We got XD going on today. It's going to be an awesome one. So I'll be back tomorrow and stick around for more. Bye, everyone.